I hope you can see my screen. Can you see the slides?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, perfect. That's wonderful. So we continue with the digital marketing fundamentals that we started last week. And on Friday, we looked at digital marketing channels. We looked at CRM. We looked at 3 types of digital media, which is paid, owned, and earned media. And we also looked at the key features of digital marketing and the application of those features. Today, we are going to look at setting goals. So it's something that you have already done in your second year. So it's going to be a sort of a recap from your second year. We are also going to look at building up the second year's setting objectives using the 5 A's of digital marketing. Remember, in the assignment, we spoke about the 5 A's. So we are actually going to look at the 5 A's framework now. So realize that on Friday, we looked at the 5 D's of digital marketing interactions. And today we are going to look at the 5 S framework. So I want students to be confused because these 5 S, these 5 D always refer to something. It's not a standalone thing. So the 5 Ds are for digital marketing interactions, and the 5 S are for the benefits of digital marketing. So the 5 S framework will actually highlight you like what is it that you can do with digital marketing. Okay. We are going to look at the ends of grid. We are going to look at the business models, and we are going to look at online presence. So realize that most of these aspects that we are going to discuss now, they are actually highlighted in the assignment. So you need to pay attention. You need to pay attention because these aspects are going to feature in your assignment. We just got someone here. Who is the person? Let's see. Mukamo, how are you?
I'm all good, sir. Sorry I'm late, but like I said, I had a clashing class earlier on.
Okay, no worries. What's your full name? Is this a Microsoft Teams name or?
Sorry, what are you seeing this? Because my name should, I wrote Nkamo.
Yes, I
Or
can't
do you
remember. I can't remember having
Oh.
come. Have you attended class before? That's what I'm asking.
Yes, sir.
Really? What's your full name?
Sir, it's Nkamgeleng, but I once told you that you can call me Kamo.
Oh, okay. So I got your name wrong. I thought it's Kamo, like K-A-M-O, not Nkamo.
That's also
Okay.
cool, sir.
All right. I remember it's the Rateve guy, right?
Yeah.
That way it makes sense for me. I just
Okay,
couldn't.
cool.
I just couldn't get like who is Nkamo. I thought maybe it's a new student.
Okay, cool.
All right. Thank you for joining us, Nkamo. We have already done the briefing, unfortunately, for the F1 assignment. It's been recorded, so I'll give you guys the link to the record so that you can listen to the record. And if you have got any questions, you let me know. Okay.
Noted. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So we just started lesson 4, where we are going to be looking at goal setting, looking at the ends of grid, and looking at online presence. So these are the key terms that you are going to be coming across as this lecture progresses. So you are going to come across the concept of market expansion. You are going to come across the concept of brand switching. You are going to come across the concept of digital strategy. You're going to come across the concept of business model. You are going to come across the concepts of B2C, B2B, and direct customer models. Okay, I know that you have heard these terms before. You might struggle to discuss or explain them, but you must be familiar with these terms. Okay, which terms, guys, do you feel like this is strange? This is very new to you? Which ones are completely
I would
new
say,
to you? Nkamo?
I would say is the direct to customer model.
Direct to customer. Okay. All right. Others. So are you all familiar with all the terms there? Kimoni and Humphrey?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's wonderful. All right. Let's have a look at the ends of grid. And it's a class activity. How would you penetrate the market based on your understanding, guys? Let's say you've got a product right now. How would you penetrate the market? Or let me put it in a very simple way that, Nkamo, you want to say something?
Oh, so I just wanted to take a guess by saying that maybe if let's say I do have a product or a service to offer to the customers or my customer base, I would start by, based on the reach phase maybe, um, the reach model rather, I would start by creating content, engaging content, maybe also using those products or services, showcasing their benefits and all of that. And yeah, maximizing every platform that is available at my disposal to communicate and share the message based on the product or service. That's just
Okay. All right. Let's hear others. So you always hear people saying that I am in the dating market or I'm no longer in the dating market. So if you are in the dating market, how do you penetrate that market? Come on, guys. Anifunu kushela, anifunu kushela. Crimonia. If you are looking for a man, what do you do?
I would start by understanding the target markets,
Mm-hmm.
um, understand their needs
Mm-hmm.
and preferences.
Okay, so what you are mentioning, guys, is actually correct. It's just depending on the context that you put it, That's why I always say that this is always linked to umjolo. For example, if you are to be seen, you are in the dating market, you know that if I walk on that street, someone is going to notice me than if I walk on that other street, right? Or if I wear this type, if I hang out on that other end of the area, I'm going to find XYZ than on this other area. So it's the same thing with market penetration, but we are going to discuss that in the next slide. How do you create a market base? So once you have established yourself and you are known in the market, how do you create a market base?
Hey, say.
Yes, Humphrey.
Yes. May you please explain what do you mean by market-based?
But that's up for you to find out. But don't worry. So it would be, a community of people. Remember, we spoke about digital community. Do you remember? Were you in class? I think so. So it is when a price of a product is set according to the current market prices for the same or similar products. Did you get that? Humphrey?
Yes, I understood.
We've got someone here. Mpo, how are you? Hello, Mpo. Okay, we can continue. I don't know if Mpo can hear us. Okay, how would you continue to develop products?
Say, I would get into understanding my customer more and actually work on uh, product development of the product that as a company we are selling to the consumer. Let's say, I don't know, maybe you are selling on e-commerce. Now you would have to get to know your customer more by getting into their algorithms, the data that they're leaving behind, and try to figure out what is the niche thing that you can offer to your customers for them to keep on buying and staying loyal to you as a brand and your products.
Okay. And how would you diversify? Guy, do you know the term diversify? Diversification?
Yes, it depends also on the product that you are selling. If I would work on if I would have to make your product be more diversified, it means that the product needs to be user friendly, easy to use, uh, doesn't malfunction, and even a 60 or 70-year-old person can also use the product without any help or whatsoever. So yeah.
All right. Okay, thank you for that, Nkamo. So, guys, we realize that a lot is happening in the industries, different sectors at the moment, and you actually witness the ends of greed on a day-to-day life. I mean, even the way companies are producing their products nowadays, you can actually see some sense of market penetration. You can see some sense of market development. You can see some sense of product development, and you can see some sense of diversification. Think of Discovery. Discovery is a brand that is well associated with insurance, and all of a sudden it's now in the banking sector. Think of Lucky Star. We know Lucky Star is a tinned fish product, right? All of a sudden it has got tinned beef or tinned baked beans. Think of Koo. It is a baked beans product, and all of a sudden it's now selling sardines. think of banks, your FNB or Standard Bank, they now have SIM cards, so they're now competing with network providers. So a lot is happening in terms of diversification, in terms of market development, in terms of product development. So that's all about the ENSOF grid. So let's now unpack the ENSOF grid. So this is the ENSOF grid. It is also called the market product matrix. So you've got products there on the other end, then on the other side you've got markets, So you need to have a market penetrating strategy. You need to have a product development strategy. You need to have a diversification strategy, and you need to have a market development strategy. So for example, when we introduce that Baki that we discussed in the brief, you need to highlight which strategies do you need. Do you need to penetrate when it comes to the ENSOF metrics? Do you need to penetrate the market, or do you need to develop a new market? So there's a difference between market penetration and market development, okay? You also need to ask yourself whether you need to develop a new product from scratch or you actually need to diversify, okay? Please, if I'm not making any sense, just stop me or raise a hand, I'll be able to see. So evaluating strategic marketing opportunities using the ENSOF grid. The ENSOF model, also referred to as the ENSOF matrix due to its grid format, helps marketers identify opportunities to grow revenue. So the goal of the ENSOF grid is to grow revenue for a business through developing new products or tapping into new markets. Therefore, it's sometimes known as the product market matrix instead of the ENSOF matrix. The ENSOF model's focus on growth means that it is one of the most widely used marketing models. It is used to evaluate opportunities for brands to increase their sales through showing alternative combinations of new markets, that is customer segments and geographical locations, against products and service offering 4 strategies. So the strategies are market penetration, market development, product development, and diversification. As I said, we've already seen this happening, here in South Africa, whereby you've seen there are new entrants that are penetrating the market. Be it in the cell phone industry, you've got your Oppo, you've got your Mobicel, you've got your Xiaomi that are penetrating the market, okay? You also have some brands that are developing the market from the scratch. You've got some product development. And of course, we have also seen some form of diversification. Can you guys name some of the brands that you believe have diversified? Which brands, non-brands, do you think they have diversified?
I would say Pick and Pay now also having to partner with Mr. D, Eats, where they get to use e-commerce to their advantage, where back then they were not in that space. I think that's a typical example of where they have diversified.
Okay. Any other examples? Thank you, Nkamo. Now it's fun when I say it in Nkamo because many people that I know are Nkamo.
Okay, cool.
Kamohelo.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
What is your full name,
It's
by the way?
Nkamogeleng.
Oh, okay. It's not Nkamohelo. What does that mean?
Welcome me or accept me. Both ways.
Okay. All right, let's hear others. Paul, are you there? Paul? By the way, Mpo and Primonia, guys, don't forget to join the group. I don't know if Mpo is already in there because I hope she or he can hear me because we haven't heard you so far.
Yeah, those guys, please guys, can you hit me up or just try to hit anyone else to hit me up so that I can add you guys on the group?
Yeah, it's always good because I know some with their WhatsApp settings, we cannot add them in the group. We actually need to send them an invitation link to join the group.
I'll leave my numbers on the chat just in case.
Okay. All right, let's proceed. So guys, did you understand the product market metrics? But we are going to discuss that in detail. I think it's going to appear again in the second semester when we talk about, when we unpack the decisions and strategy formulation. We are going to talk about market penetration. We are going to talk about market development. We are going to talk about product development, and we are going to talk about diversification. You know, think of products like Samsung or Hisense. They are almost everywhere. They've got phones, they've got washing machines, they've got microwaves, they've got ions, they've got computers. So what is that? Is it diversification? Is it product development? Is it market development, or is it market penetration? So you need to have some thoughts on that. Now let's look at the 5S framework. Before we unpack it, guys, what are the 5S of digital marketing? We're not talking about the 5S. What is it? What comes to your mind?
Do they have to do with the benefits of
Yes, they're
digital
actually,
marketing?
yes, they're actually the benefits of digital marketing, like what digital marketing can offer to companies, to brands.
So it's sale. It's S. The first S is sale. Speak. Speak meaning getting closer to your customers, and then the other one is save, and the last one is sizzle.
Okay, Primonia, you were saying something. You had your mic up.
I wanted to say the same thing.
Okay. All right. So these S that you've just mentioned, why do you think are important in digital marketing? Any guesses?
Not only for as a digital marketing professional, you are obliged to make a sale in terms of whatever campaign that you're working on. But like, I think these 5S is also in terms of market expansion, and whenever you want to get into new spaces or get into, I don't know, an area where you are at most uncomfortable but still new and would penetrate in order to gain new information, new customers, and new data. I think is the good strategy for a digital marketer to use.
Okay. And do you think it apply in to all digital strategies?
I mean, it depends on, I don't know, is it okay if I say a campaign that you're working on? But like if you're working strictly with products in J and new products to be exact, yeah, I think it is a good strategy to use. But like again, it depends on uh the campaign that you're working on, because some can be based on service only, and I don't think all of the five S's would work in terms of um, when it gets to services, providing services to your customer.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So, as a brand, whenever you want to migrate from traditional marketing to digital marketing, you need to ask yourself, some questions that are going to be related to the benefits of digital marketing. Like, is it necessary, to have some form of digital marketing to promote your business online? Because digital marketing, it's all about promoting a brand on digital platforms. Okay, be it social media, be it email, be it mobile application, be it website, as we discussed last week. So now you need to ask yourself whether it's going to sell. So that's your first S. You know, does is this campaign going to sell, to make sales? Because if you are not making sales, then it means that you're not going to generate revenue. So the digital marketing campaign, one or the other, it has to sell. Then another is that it has to serve, as in serving the customers. So there has to be, uh, you know, some sort of like having personalized products whereby you are actually meeting the customer's needs the same way you would be served at the restaurant. So customers must be able to pick up from your menu and being able to feel like you've got tailored services for them. Then, of course, digital marketing must speak. It has to communicate for your brand. So that's the third S. It must speak. Then the fourth S, it must serve. Traditional marketing, when it comes to running campaigns, it has always been expensive. As we discussed last week again, it's very expensive to have that billboard. It's expensive to have that advert in the television. So digital marketing must save costs from a budgeting point of view. Then lastly, the last is it must seize. So I'm going to unpack the 5S framework. So now when you're doing the assignment again, you need to ask yourself how you are going to apply the 5S on the Peugeot Baki, if you remember. So how is it going to sell? How is it going to save? How is it going to speak? How is it going to serve cost? And how is it going to see? So the 5S is a strategy developed that provides a clear framework for effective digital marketing strategy to attract and retain customers. So let's look at the first sale. This is an indispensable aspect of any digital marketing business because there is a clear connection between sales and revenue of a brand. The aim of a brand is to gain profit as much as possible from sales. So being digitized means selling products on digital platforms across the world. Okay, so that's for selling. Then for serving, as the popular adage goes, customers are king. It is very important for brands to know the needs and requirements of the customers and serve them accordingly. Brands need to make customers feel the benefit of their being online in ways such as providing quick information, easy renewal services to solving their queries, and so on. Then speak. communication plays a major role in any marketing business. It is very important for both customers and suppliers. So as a marketer, you need to understand customers well, listen to them carefully and know exactly what they are looking for and talk to them. So you don't just speak for the sake of speaking. You need to listen first so that you can respond accordingly. So you need to understand the customers. Then serve. When brands market their products digitally or on an online platform, it will automatically help them save money, time, and efforts. So here you are not only saving money, you are also saving time, you are also saving efforts. So digital marketing helps to get instant responses and save your time and efforts to do things manually. And the last one, sizzling. It is about how brands build or enhance their name online. Sizzling is all about creating, broadening, and enabling your brand presence on the digital platform. So as a brand, you must be easily mentioned. You must be taggable. I don't know the correct English there. Like you must be easily tagged. For example, if you are tagging, you are creating hashtags and stuff like that, your name as a brand can easily appear. For example, if I'm commenting something on Facebook and I write Dell laptops, that names must just appear from the drop down or just auto appear. So that's part of sizzling. So you don't have to be dead as a brand online. So this is the 5S framework and how it contributes to digital marketing strategy. Then let's have a look at business models. What is a business model, guys?
Say if I would have to guess, I would say that it is a structure or a way an organization has planned its way to operate and do its daily duties of making sales and doing profits, whilst maintaining relationships.
Okay, all right. Let's hear others. Because I know, guys, this is not the first time you are hearing the word business model. Remember, I'm not talking about a business plan. I'm talking about a business model. Humphrey, are you there? Kimoni, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Yeah, I have to keep calling you guys. There are some students who just leave their profile online and then they just start doing something else and pretend as if they're online when they're not. Like you leave your laptop on, you go to the mall, then all of a sudden I'm talking to myself. So that's why I prefer calling all of you who are in class here, just to check that you're not sleeping as well, just to show that you're alive. All right. So to add on to what Nkamwe said, so a business model describes how an organization creates, delivers, and captures value. So that's what a business model is all about. So how do you operate? Do you think there any difference between a business model and a business plan? What's the difference
I think there
between?
is,
What's the difference?
like you said, with the business model, it's like based on the operations that already exist. And then in terms of the business plan is more of like um, the activities that a business is looking for on tackling in the future.
Okay. All right. And what's the difference between a business model and an operating model?
Yo, that sounds similar though.
Really? Do you think they are similar? Any
Not
guesses there?
exactly, but
Mhm.
not exactly, but like I think operation model is more specific than business model because it gets into the specific departments within the business itself and actually describes uh, the operations, the structures, and all of that stuff. I don't know. It's just a guess.
Yeah, you're making any sense. The fact that I didn't stop you, it means that you're making sense. Okay, but we are going to delve deeper into that. This is just an activity for you guys to talk. What then, why are we even discussing models in a digital marketing class? So what is the relationship between business models and digital marketing? Do you think there are any relationships? There's any connection between a business model and digital marketing? Hello?
I say, I think there is, but also I have a question to it. Why is there so many models in digital marketing? I'm like, it's too much to handle.
I asked you a question and you're asking me a question. Okay, because you didn't answer my question. All right, guys. The business model determines the type of consumers or the type of customers that you're going to be dealing with, which is ultimately going to be your target market, right? So we're going to have a look at the types of the business models, which ultimately determines, the marketing practice that you're going to have. For example, if you are a B2B, business, the one that targets other businesses. So it means that whatever marketing strategies that are going to have are going to be different to the one that is B2C, model. I don't know if I'm making any sense. You need to be able to know whether you're targeting individuals or other businesses. You need to know whether you're targeting the government or other businesses. But we're going to get to that. All right. As part of strategy development, brands require clarity on the type of business model they will develop. A basic aspect of the types of online business models is whether the proposition offered appeals to consumers or businesses. So, digital marketing opportunities are often described in terms of the extent to which a brand is transacting with consumers, which is business to consumer, or other businesses, which is business to business. So what is a business to consumer model? So this is the process of selling products directly between a business and a consumer who are the end users of its products. So most brands that sells directly to consumers can be referred to as business to consumer companies. Guys, can you give me an example of brands that sells directly to consumers?
Most of the
Come on, guys.
retailers of, I would say most of the retailers or the businesses that you would see on the mall or shopping center,
Yes,
Pick
that's
and
true.
Pay or yeah, most of those brands.
That's correct. I want to hear others as well. Humphrey, you seem to be sleeping completely. I can't hear you. Okay, then we've got B2B, which is business to business. So this is the process of selling products by a business to other businesses who are the end users of those products. It's also called inter-organizational marketing. So give me examples of businesses that sell to other businesses. Paul, Humphrey, and Primonia. I want to hear your voices, please. Businesses that sell to other businesses.
I believe that SAP is also a business that sells to other businesses.
Which one? I didn't hear the name.
SAP.
Okay, yes. Seb, that's correct. Other businesses that sell like these wouldn't have individual customers as their target market. They target other businesses. So meaning if you become a marketing manager for them, you wouldn't even think of individual customers. You would think of other businesses as your target audience. Yes?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
SARS say they sell bread to other businesses.
Okay. All right. Okay. Remember, you can also have some that do both. For example, your telecom, they've got telecom business, then they've got telecom for individual customers, right? You've got computer companies like your Lenovo and your Dell. They would sell to universities or to schools, but they would also sell to individuals. Then we've got a consumer to consumer model. So this is informal or financial transactions between consumers, but usually mediated through a business site. So which one would be this? Consumer to consumer. Mediated through a business site. Which business site are those, guys?
So, sites like eBay,
Gumtree, yes, correct.
Facebook store,
Called Facebook Marketplace.
yeah, that one.
Even on WhatsApp nowadays, consumers are selling to each consumer using WhatsApp. You know that, right?
Yeah, WhatsApp business. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Even on that app
yeah.
for electricity, what is it called? There are also consumers selling stuff to other consumers. Forgot the name of the app for load shedding.
Which one?
The load shedding app.
No, I'm just trying to think the name of the brand. Okay. Yeah, those type of businesses. I think they do C2C.
Junk mail. OLX.
OLX, yes.
Okay, it just doesn't end there. We also have consumer to business. C2B. Remember, there's B2C. You don't need to be confused. We've got business to consumer, the one that we are more popular with. Retail stores, they do that. Then now we've got C2B, consumers to business. So this is a business model in which consumers, so individuals, create value and business consume that value. Which one are those?
I would say a brand that comes into mind. Oh, okay. Before the brands, industries like recycling industries, customers bring in the recycled material to the recycling company. So that's value for the business. And then a brand that will come into mind is Cash Crusaders, for example.
Cash
Whereby
converters. Is it
Cash
cash converter,
Converters.
cash crusader?
It's
Right.
those two brands. Give
individual consumers to the
exactly.
Okay, perfect. Guys, there are lots of business models. Others are just not mentioned here. And I think there are more detailed business models in your textbook. For example, there's also a G2B, which would be a government to business. Okay. We also have a government to government, especially when it comes to military sales. For example, America would sell arms to a certain country. So those products cannot be sold to individuals or to businesses. It will be from country to country. I don't know if I'm making any sense. You know, for example, you cannot buy a military drone in a shop. It has to be a sort of an arrangement between governments, something like that. So you also have government to governments. You have got government to consumers, you know, business to governments. These tenders that you guys always talk about when it comes to tenderpreneurs and corruption, you know, there are some sort of business models that are also involved in that. We've got also NGOs. Okay, any questions on business models?
I've noticed that on the assignment, the 5 S's are required on
Yes.
the first question. So
Mhm.
when we have to do the table, they require us to fill it up. So of course there is somewhere where we would apply the exact wording, not exactly the same. Of course, we will use Harvard referencing, but like we would use the same wording as found on the textbook, except for the examples. Do we have to create our own examples
Yes, you need to
with,
create your own examples.
okay,
Actually, I
okay,
can
cool.
see if you got the example from the textbook.
Well, yes.
I can see that, and you get zero
Okay,
for that. I want your own example.
okay, cool.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. Even this one, business models, it is also in the assignment, by the way. So now you need to choose, for
Yes.
example, which business model must Peugeot use, and why are you selecting it, not others? For example, can they sell to other companies like security companies who use buggies to track criminals, or can they sell it to individual consumers? Can they sell it to the government, like the police, government departments? You know, so there are many different business models that you can apply to that. It's only it only depends on your answer and how you justify it. You just have to make sense. If you say it's consumer to consumer, why are you saying so?
Noted,
And
sir.
your argument have to be very, very clear. Does it make sense, Kamo?
Definitely. Thank you for
Okay,
that.
perfect. So here is a detailed table of that shows a summary and alternatives between businesses, consumers, governmental organizations. So you've got your consumer to consumer there, you've got the business consumer, government to consumer, consumer to business, business to business, government to business, consumer to government. You can actually set something to government, yeah? Then you've got business to government, then you've got government to government. I think this summary is in your textbook, if not mistaken. And up to now, there's a student who have never opened the textbook. Yeah? Guys, you must read. Please read. Be intimate with your textbooks because it's an essential reading. All right, now we will look at e-commerce and e-business. You know, so what's the difference between e-commerce and e-business? We are going to discuss that now. So e-commerce, which actually stands for electronic commerce, refers to both financial and informational electronically mediated transaction between an organization and any third party it deals with. So an e-commerce involves management not only of online sales, or of online sales transaction, but also non-financial transactions such as inbound customer service inquiries and outbound email broadcasts. So no one can argue that e-commerce is open to all online organizations. So when someone mentions e-commerce, what comes to your mind? If you hear the word e-commerce right now, what's on your mind?
shopping.
A business. Oh,
Humphrey, I didn't hear you. Humphrey and Kamo, you guys said something at once. I didn't hear you.
I said online shopping, sir.
Okay, online shopping. All right. Correct. Kamo, what were you saying? When the word e-commerce when you hear the word e-commerce, what comes to mind?
yeah. I was about to say a business that sells products online or
All
through their
right.
website.
Okay. I thought you guys wanted to say take a lot comes to your mind. Okay, then we have got social commerce. Social commerce is an increasingly important part of e-commerce for site owners. Since incorporating reviews and ratings into a site and linking to a social network sites can help understand customers' needs and increase conversion to sell. It can also involve group buying using a coupon service like Groupon. So most of you guys are actually involved in social commerce if we're to think about it. Because social commerce is a sort of like a subset of e-commerce that involves social media and online media that supports social interactions, and user contributes to assist online buying and selling selling of products and services. Then of course we've got e-business. And you know, there's a slight difference between e-business and e-commerce. So e-business or digital business refer to using technology to manage a range of business processes, incorporating the sell side and buy side e-commerce shown, and other key supporting business processes, including research and development, marketing, manufacturing, and inbound and outbound. So for example, you know, online tools like MailChimp, those can be regarded as digital businesses. You know, they only operate digitally. You won't find a physical store for MailChimp or for WordPress, where you can actually go and buy a tangible, a physical thing, you know, a physical product. So they just operate in the digital environment, and they've got digital products and services. So those would be your digital business, you know. Looking at your Microsoft Office, those are digital businesses because you never get a physical product or interact with them at a physical store. Then we've got online presence. Some call it digital presence. So this is the form of digital strategy developed by a brand, and will depend on the nature of the business, of course. And there are different types of online presence with which have a different objectives and are appropriate to different markets. It is important to note that there are no clear-cut categories of websites, since any brand may combine these as part of their business model, but with a change in emphasis according to the market they serve. So I want to make this clear. Online presence does not mean just having digital assets like your website, your social media accounts, or your mobile applications. It means being alive in those digital assets. You know, you'd hear a brand saying that we are present everywhere, but they are never active there. Of course, they are present in a sense that they have got accounts or platforms there. So, you know, they've got a sort of like a tick box. They tick that we do have a website, we do have a Facebook page, we are on Twitter, we are on YouTube, we are on Instagram, we are on TikTok, we do have emails, we have got a newsletter, we have got an app, a mobile application, But if you ask them when last did they engage with customers on those platforms, you realize that their engagement is very low. So it means that their digital presence is also low, because digital presence is about being active, engaging with users on digital platforms. So increasingly, brands are using their pages on social media platforms such as Facebook, X, which is a Twitter, to similar purposes. There are 5 main types of site or mobile app functions that we can consider as part of online presence. So online presence can be in form of a transactional e-commerce site. It can be in form of a services-oriented relationship building website. It can be in form of a brand building site. It can be a form of a portal or a media site. And of course, the one that you are all more familiar, it can be in form of a social network or community site. The information is there, guys, for you to read. I cannot explain everything. Then now, let's have a look at digital marketing strategy challenges. What are the challenges that digital marketing teams face in developing and managing digital marketing strategy? If you were put in that situation, what would you think would be your challenge as a digital marketing strategist?
Knowing which trends are in and how to adapt or diversify your communications, digital communications, towards your customer base.
Okay. What else? That's Kamo's challenge. Let's hear others. If you were to be given a job right now as a digital marketing strategist, what would you think would be a challenge?
According to the textbook, there are no specific objectives as set for digital marketing.
Can you come again, Pimoni? I didn't hear you. There was so much background noise there.
According to the textbook, there are no specific objectives as set for digital marketing.
Okay. And do you think challenges can be addressed? Those challenges can be addressed?
I think there could be.
Okay. We'll discuss that, of course. So, guys, if a digital marketing strategy is successful, can it be repeated? Like, can you use it over and over again if it is successful?
Also, I don't think that it is possible because each financial year has its own different budget set. So it
That's
can be
correct.
bigger, it can be less bigger the next year. So who knows? And also, yeah, I wanted to add another challenge is budget that is allocated into your marketing objectives.
Mhm. And also, guys, need to know that consumers are evolving. It's always dynamic. So what worked yesterday might not work today. People change. We do all change. All right. So some of the challenges in managing digital marketing strategy, which are commonly seen in many organizations, include, so the first one is unclear responsibilities for many different digital marketing activities. Okay. Then the second one is no specific objectives are set for digital marketing. So you hear people saying that we'll go on social media, we'll go on Facebook, we'll go on TikTok, but there are no specific objectives set, for that campaign, other than the popularity of the digital platform itself. Okay. Then, of course, you guys mentioned that insufficient budget. is allocated for digital marketing because customer demand for online services underestimated, and competitors are potentially gain market share through superior online activities. Then another digital marketing challenge is that budget is wasted as different parts of an organization experiment with using different tools or suppliers without achieving economies of scale. So you just keep on having a pilot study, only to realize that you've wasted lots of money through trial and error, or through testing without running the actual campaign. Then new online value proposition for customers are not developed, since the internet is treated as just another channel to market without review of opportunities to offer improved differentiated online services. Then another challenge that results from digital marketing are not measured or reviewed adequately. Though I can argue that because nowadays there are tools that can actually help you to have accurate measurements, on how campaigns perform. So actions cannot be taken to improve effectiveness. Then another challenge for developing and managing digital marketing strategies that it is always experimental. You'd hear the marketing team saying, let's try this, let's try that, let's try this, and let's try that. So it's experimental rather than a planned approach is taken using e-communications with poor integration between online and offline marketing communications. And another challenge is planning. 50% of businesses do not have a defined digital plan or strategy, although they are active in digital marketing, while 44% also don't have a defined marketing plan in the business against which to align strategy. Then another one, of course, is organizational capability, not having enough resources. So 43 of the business have a well-defined performance improvement process, with 46 having adapted their structure. Many businesses either already have or are planning to introduce digital transformation program, although a substantial of business don't think it is relevant for them. Then another challenge is the integration of digital channels into marketing. Another challenge is the evaluation of return on investment. With digital transformation, disruptive digital technologies such as social media, mobile platforms, and real-time marketing should be harnessed to create an effective digital customer experience. So I'm going to talk about DCX shortly before the end of this semester. So we'll be looking at digital customer experience, its role, and how it can be enhanced. So in conclusion of this lesson, it is essential to understand the bigger picture of marketing as it affects every type of business, whether it's a large corporation or a small startup. You need to understand the ins and outs of marketing to use the various business models effectively. We already discussed the business models. The ANSOF model is a matrix that helps marketers identify business growth, opportunity for their marketing and strategies in a challenging market. We discussed that, and any brand that is aiming to engage in digital marketing should point their objective by following the 5S framework, which is selling, serving, speaking, saving, and sizzling. Okay. So guys, you need to remember these 5S. You see, I can remember them. So it means that you must also be able to know which S stands for what. So the 5S framework cover a range of different measures to help set, review, and control performance across all digital marketing activities. So, as part of strategy development, brands require clarity on the type of business model they will develop. A basic aspect of the type of online business model is whether the proposition offered appeal to consumers or to businesses. So digital marketing opportunities are often described in terms of the extent to which a brand is transacting with consumers or other businesses. So that's it, guys, for lesson 4. Are there any questions or comments?
So regards to the briefing, when will the video be uploaded?
Normally, since we alternate classes, as in like this week being online, next week being contact. At the end of this week, once we've got the Friday class in the morning, I send the recorded links to Francisca, then she uploads them on Core Campus. But I can also, upload the video and send you guys the link in WhatsApp. If you're in a hurry, otherwise you can get the link on Core Campus.
Okay, cool. I should say I'm still confused in terms of the examples that we need to come up with regarding the 5 S's, because still trying to get a hang of understanding each S respectively. So
for example, we are looking at a bar key, right? A double cap, twin cap.
Sure.
So the digital marketing campaign that you're going to have for that bar key. Remember, the 5 S are for the benefits of digital marketing. So you need to ask yourself, when you are looking at the advantages of digital marketing, how are you going to use digital marketing to sell the bar key? Then you are going to mention that, whether you're going to use social media and this and that to sell that bar key. So you need to give examples. Okay.
Those
Then
examples.
in serving, you also do the same.
Okay. I wanted to ask if those examples can be considered as objectives?
Yes, they are objectives, of course. Is it not said there? Let me just go there.
Oh yeah, it is said. Sorry.
Yeah, they are objectives.
Okay.
Because
cool.
you're trying to show us what you're going to achieve with the 5S. How is it going to save? How is it going to speak?
Respecting each S.
Yes.
That is in the 5S model.
Yes, but now the way you are saying it's like an S and S as in vulgar. That's not what you are discussing here, Gam.
No, I understand, sir.
Okay, are there any other questions, guys? In general,
from my side.
because it seems you guys are not asking for other things that are not related to this lecture. Okay, in the next lesson, we are going to look at the 7S model. You guys, the S are going to confuse you. Right? We're talking about the 5S model framework. So in the next lecture, we are going to talk about the 7S model. Completely different what we're discussing today. Then we're going to look at the marketing communication, dress model, and key digital marketing channels. Okay, guys, that's it. But let's discuss a few housekeeping issues here. I'm sure